Hello and welcome back to another episode of the 230 Show, NFL Draft Edition. Today is the day of the NFL Draft, and I will be giving my future prediction of what is to come tonight. The Jaguars open up tonight's draft with the first pick in the draft, after drafting first last year. Except this year, they won't be drafting offense, they will be drafting defense and Trayvon Walker. Even though Aiden Hutchinson is by far a better player, people inside the Jacksonville Jaguars organization would prefer Trayvon. And now with the second pick, the Lions will end up drafting Aiden Hutchinson, the best prospect in this year's draft, with the second pick, and he will fit perfectly in their system. Him and Coach Campbell will have a ton of fun. With pick 3, the Houston Texans will end up taking Sauce Gardner, the best cornerback in this year's draft. He has a ton of upside and potential, and there's been rumors about him possibly dropping outside the top 10, but he won't. With pick number 3, the Houston Texans will take Sauce Gardner, arguably the best cornerback in this year's draft. He has a ton of upside and potential, and he will fit perfectly with the Houston Texans. With pick number 4, the New York Jets will take Jermaine Johnson, the defensive end. They need a ton of help, and he will help out tremendously on the defensive side. With pick number 5, my New York Football Giants will take Evan Neal, Alabama offensive lineman. This pick is really good, and he could arguably be the number 1. Before I really got cut off by an Eagles fan, the New York Giants will take Evan Neal, the best prospect in this year's draft. I honestly think he will. He could have been the number 1 pick, but because of Aiden Hutchinson, he will not be. Eagles fans. With pick number 6, the Carolina Panthers will select Kenny Pickett. The Panthers are in trouble. After trading last year for Sam Darnold, they're ready to give up on him already. And Kenny Pickett, I don't think he will help out that much at all, realistically. I don't think he was that good at Pitt. He had one good season, and that was his senior season, like his 5th season in at Pitt. I don't think he'll help out at all. I didn't really like him coming out of college, and I really don't like him at all, but the Panthers are going to end up taking him here. With pick number 7, the New York Giants, they've been rumored to trade out of this pick, but because of my mock draft, I do not have them trading at all. No trades are involved in here. I am taking Ike Ekwonu, offensive lineman, and we're going to give Daniel Jones the best chance to succeed in New York. With pick number 8, the Atlanta Falcons, they're going to select Malik Willis, QB out of Liberty. After trading Matt Ryan away to the Indianapolis Colts this past offseason, they're going to need to fill that hole up. With Marcus Mariota, they're trying to get some stuff out of him, but he's not going to really help out, and Malik Willis will help them build for the future. With pick number 9, the Seattle Seahawks are going to select Kayvon Thibodeau. This pick I really like a lot. He could arguably be top 5 in this year's draft, but I have him falling down to pick number 9. He is really good. The only downside is he only has one go-to move, and he's just super strong, which is the part that really isn't going to help him out too much in college, because in college he just powered his way through, and in NFL you're not going to be really able to do that. With pick number 10, I have the first wide receiver coming off the board with Garrett Wilson out of Ohio State University. He will be falling to New York Jets, and he will be helping out Zach Wilson a lot. I really like what the Jets have building towards their future, and I believe that Garrett Wilson will help them. With pick number 11, I have the Washington Commanders taking Drake London, wide receiver out of USC. Now, this pick I was a little bit confused on whether I should give them a QB or a wide receiver, but all signs have them taking Drake London tonight with a wide receiver. I really don't believe that they're going to take Matt Corral unless they trade down out of that pick, but there's no trades in this mock draft. With pick 12, I have the Minnesota Vikings taking Derek Stingley Jr. Now, this cornerback is one of the better cornerbacks in this year's draft, but I do have him around the top 3 range for cornerbacks. I have Sauce Gardner still above him, but he is really good, and I believe he will help out the Minnesota Vikings football team. With pick number 13, I have the Houston Texans taking Charles Cross. He will help them out on the offensive lineman. Okay, Charles Cross will help the Houston Texans out on the offensive line. He will help protect Davis Mills if he is going to be their QB of the future. With pick number 14, I have the Baltimore Ravens taking Kyle Hamilton. This right here is a steal. If Kyle Hamilton falls all the way down to pick number 14 and falls to the Baltimore Ravens, he will be a steal for them. He is one of the better safeties, and he will help out that Baltimore Ravens defense, even though it is really good already. With pick number 13, I have the Philadelphia Eagles taking Jameson Williams. Calm down, Eagles fans, calm down. It's still not going to work out for you. Giants are still better. But they will take Jameson Williams, wide receiver out of Alabama, and he will help out a lot, giving Jalen Hurts the best future. But it's not going to really help out. With pick number 16, after the New Orleans Saints traded up with the Eagles for their 2 first-round picks, and they gave away their first-round picks, confusing trade, they will take Desmond Ridder, the QB out of Cincinnati. With pick number 16, Desmond Ridder will be taken to the New Orleans Saints. Now, this pick doesn't make too much sense, but from what I've heard is that the Saints really like Desmond Ridder a lot, even though they have Jameson Winston, which I don't know what's going to happen with that. But Desmond Ridder will end up falling to the Saints here. With pick number 17, Jordan Davis, defensive lineman, will fall to the Los Angeles Chargers, and he is going to help out that defensive line. That is what ended up causing the Chargers a lot of problems last year, was the defensive lineman for them. With pick number 18, the Philadelphia Eagles will take Devin Lloyd, middle linebacker, and he will help them out a lot. This is something that they need to fill soon. With pick number 19, the New Orleans Saints will now take Chris Olave, wide receiver out of Ohio State, and he is going to help them out. This is going to be they do end up taking Desmond Ridder. It's going to be nice to see Desmond Ridder and Chris Olave in the future. With pick number 20, Matt Corral will fall to the Pittsburgh Steelers, and even though the Steelers said that they weren't looking too much for a QB, I believe that is all a smokescreen and that they will end up taking Matt Corral in tonight's draft. With pick number 21, Treylon Burks will fall to the Dallas Cowboys. After losing Amari Cooper in a trade and losing then Cedric Wilson in this past offseason, they need to fill up that role for the wide receiver soon, and Treylon Burks will be the one to do it. With pick number 22, the Green Bay Packers will take Jahan Dotson to fill up that wide receiver role that they lost in Devonta Adams this past offseason. Now, this is maybe a reach here because he could be falling down to the second round potentially, but I believe that the Green Bay Packers will do it to help better Aaron Rodgers and to keep him happy after losing Devonta Adams this past offseason. With pick number 23, I believe that the Arizona Cardinals will take Trevon Penning. I believe that he's a little bit overrated here as a center, but I do believe that he still will fill up that role that the Arizona Cardinals need to protect Kyler Murray. With pick number 24, Tyler Linderbaum will fall to the New England Patriots here, and this right here is a steal. He could potentially go top 10, but because of his undersized value and him being a center, he's not gonna go too high because all the teams up top really have a center. With pick number 25, I have Breece Hall coming to the Buffalo Bills. He is going to be the only running back taken in the first round this year. Now, I believe that Breece Hall will end up filling a lot of holes that the Buffalo Bills need because right here, this is a team that will go on to win the Super Bowl. I'm calling it. They will win the Super Bowl this year. But this is a team that their only weakness was the running back, and that is what they're going to fill out this year with Breece Hall. With pick number 26, I have the Tennessee Titans selecting Trey Mcbride, tight end, and he's going to help fill up that role that they lost last year in Jonnu Smith. They never were able to fill that role up, but now they're going to be able to this year with Trey McBride. Okay. With pick number 27, I have the Tampa Bay Buccaneers selecting Kaiir Elam. Now, this is a team that really doesn't need that much help, but I guess with the cornerback help that they need and Richard Sherman and Jamal Dean being their cornerbacks, they need help, and Kaiir Elam will help them out a lot. With pick number 28, I have the best player available taken left out of the prospects, and that would be Daxton Hill going to the Green Bay Packers. And this is going to be a really good pick for them, and he's going to help them out on defense with the safeties over the top. He's going to be really good helping them out. With pick 29, I have Andrew Booth going to the Kansas City Chiefs. Now their only weakness last year for Kansas City was the offensive line and their cornerbacks, and Andrew Booth is going to help them out a lot on the defensive side with cornerbacks. And with pick 30, I believe that the Kansas City Chiefs will double down on cornerbacks and take Trent McDuffie, cornerback out of Washington, and he will help them out too. I'll also be excited for the Kansas City Chiefs as they will now take two cornerbacks and hopefully build towards that defense that they've been lacking for so many years. With pick 31, I have Zion Johnson going to the Cincinnati Bengals to help protect Joe Burrow. Last year, many can argue that if the Bengals had an offensive lineman, they would have won the Super Bowl. And that is really true, to be honest, because they really could have won the Super Bowl had they protect Joe Burrow. But because he was always getting pressured, I believe that they will take Zion Johnson to help them out. Now with pick 32, I have George Karlaftis going to the Detroit Lions. Now he will help them out. Obviously, they're not going to win as many games, but hopefully they can stop picking out of the top 5 and help the Detroit Lions win some games. That was my mock draft for tonight. Now let's see how many I get right and how many I get wrong. Have a good day, Parkland.